What's up, my fellow diggers? Today we'll be playing Minecraft. Duh, because what kind of game is this? And today I will be making Eerdle Curdle great again. And I will be surviving as long as I can. So now, before I get into the video, I'm just going to make a disclaimer. This is my first time making any YouTube video. So please, show some love, respect, and please, enjoy the video. The first day. Nothing quite like it. This is probably the moment that will always be cherished once I get higher. So, I decided to cherish it by chopping down some trees next to where I spawned. And like the dirty Agricults I am, I decided, maybe it'd be good to pick up this pumpkin, just for later. You'll see why it was actually pretty handy. After I chopped down a few trees, of course you've got to make a crafting table. I mean, you'd be pretty insane if you didn't. Then, oh yeah, I killed this stupid llama. He was looking at me kind of funny. I also thought it was kind of smart because I could get some leather out of it, which maybe could give me some early in-game armor. Then after brutally killing that llama, I decided to try and find some sheep, just so I can make a bed for the night. I just don't want to fight a baby zombie again. The flashbacks. Anyways, after I killed those 2 sheep, I now had 3 wool, enough to make a bed, and I just had the thought that I should go caving before it's too late. So, I ventured off and tried to find a cave. And thankfully, I didn't have to go too far, and I found some coal. Oh nice, coal. But I wasn't fulfilled, so I decided I should venture off to a big cave that has the fabled iron. Change of plans, I actually found a village, and wow, I was very surprised. It was really close. So, I did what any sane person would do. Rob them of all their belongings and take everything valuable from them. But it was turning nighttime, so I just had to hanker in, put in my bed, and leave the robbing for another day. Day 1. Now I'm starting to get into business. I'm gonna be robbing them of hay bales, and I'm gonna try and find a villager that sells wheat for emeralds. And let me tell you, this guy was not easy to find. It took me almost 5 minutes to find this guy, and it took a lot out of this day. But when I managed to find him, this is what I got. So, after that failed attempt, I just decided that I should go in the cave that I just explored not too long ago while trying to find the villager. So, this might be my revolution for iron. Oh, also I made a crap ton of bread afterwards. With all that wheat, I could probably feed an entire family, or 5, or 10. So now, the adventure begins, down in the caves. I discovered my first piece of iron, and I tried to mine it, but then, almost right after I finished, I realized I didn't even have a stone pick yet. So, like any other person would, I decided that I should upgrade immediately. After killing the spider, of course. And now, let the mining session begin. Oh shoot. Okay. After that goofy encounter, I decided to travel further into the cave, and that's when I discovered a mine shaft. I quickly opened my inventory to craft some torches and place them down so I could venture further into the mine shaft. But there was some more iron that I saw further up into the cave, so I decided to take care of that immediately. I was planning to go up a little more to find more iron, but this skeleton stopped me right in my tracks. A good thing he did that, because I found more iron right where I was earlier. After getting half a stack of iron, I was finally ready to enter the mine shaft. Bad thing was, there was a bunch of mobs near me when I was trying to get back to the mine shaft, and I really had nothing to defend myself against them. So the only way I could take care of them was to go and approach them. Cool thing was, when the creeper exploded, boom, there was lapis right behind the stone wall. I thought that was pretty amazing. And finally, I was now able to enter the mine shaft. And as I was exploring for a little bit, I found a minecart, and it was full of glowberries, and it had a golden apple in it. So that was really good. Then I discovered some more iron to the side of me, and I started mining at it. But then, this was when I feared my life, and I thought my adventure was over. Oh shoot! Oh man, my iron. Ah, yes! That's good. That's good. Luckily, the creeper didn't blow up my iron, along with me with it. And now, this moment gives me a little bit more love to creepers. Can't believe, twice in a row, they just blew up something and they just revealed a hidden secret. Enough about that. It was time to try and find more iron in this mine shaft. Luckily, it didn't take me forever to find my first vein of ore again. Then the second vein. And the third. But I must admit that the fourth vein was kind of hard to find. But hey, it wasn't all that bad. I found a minecart and it had 9 lapis and 9 redstone. Pretty nice. And not far from it was my 4th iron vein. And wouldn't you believe it, right next to my 4th vein, there was a spider spawner. I mean, yeah, it's one of the worst spawners in the game, I get it. But come on, it's a future EXP farm to say the least. I lit up the room so I could prepare to raid the structure, but these stupid spiders were in the way. I must admit though, the loot was not that bad. Cat disc, a name tag, and disc 13. Ooh, what a bop. And in the other chest, there's another disc 13, but most importantly, there was a saddle. That's gonna help me so much early game, you do not understand. Well, maybe you do, but I'm not assuming. Anyways, after making the discovery, I tried making it back home, and thank gosh I did, because almost right around the corner, there were diamonds. Yes, diamonds. And luckily, I had about a stack of iron, so I just decided to smelt it all in a furnace and wait. Yeah, this is boring. Please play some time-lapse music. Thank you. While I was mining my diamonds, I had a thought. Hey, why don't I just make some iron armor while I'm at it? I'm making about a stack anyway. That's just about what I did. Day 2. I started it off by mining some redstone. And waiting some more. Funnily enough, I look up, and then there's more iron. After that final piece melted away, I decided it was time to get out of here. And so, I made it on the road back home. While, of course, looting everything on the way out. And yes, that includes iron. You can almost never have enough of that sweet goodness. Finally, I made it back home. Well, not home, but I mean to the surface. And now watch me struggle to try to get out of this thing. Now, thinking about what I should do, I felt like I should go mining. But then again, I felt like trying to find a base, and then start mining. These thoughts started rivaling in my head, sorta like the keep gambling picture, until I finally made the decision to get the heck out of here. Or so I tried. I caught myself trying to go back into the mines, so I quickly turned the other way and went back up. And I guess the struggle is real, because once again...
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
Anyways, hip hip hooray, we're out. And now, our journey finally starts again. I'm gonna venture out and try to find a place I can call home. Goodbye, village. You have treated me well. When I first got to the shore, I already noticed it was about to turn night. So, I did the most reasonable thing a man can do. Sleep. But with a 360 no-scope! Day 3. Took my bed, and I started yet again on my adventure. But then that's when I realized I still had a saddle. That means I could finally ride a horse. It doesn't matter what horse, it'll be helpful in the long run. Oh, yeah, let's go. And now, I'll probably name my horse. I'll call him Barry. He's fast, yet he's really weak. Little do I know that Barry will be very easily replaced. But that's no matter. If I had him and he had me, we were inseparable. Together, we rode across the plains, trying to find what we could call home. And just then, I found this sort of super village, and I was looking around, said, hey, this might be the place. This might be home. Now, remember when I said I would save that robbing for later? Yeah. I couldn't help but notice the farmer. I just checked my inventory to see if he had a heavy wheat trade. And yes, he did. But I dropped the wheat, so that was for nothing. Anyways, back to the robbing. I spent most of the time of day 3 just stealing from the villagers and trading back what I stole to get some nice shiny emeralds, which would be helpful later, as you will soon see. Anyways, after I was almost done, I decided that it would be pretty smart if I could just box up villagers for my own, so that once I start my villager hotel, I'll already have some villagers of my own. Don't mind me, just gonna box you up. But I could see the sun setting, so I just had to rush to an open field and place down my bed so I can sleep. Alright, day 4. I started the day off by trying to find a villager I could possibly box up. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to prepare you a funeral. Oh, and I did it to a few more villagers, just so I don't risk missing chances. I decided to be a little smart with this one. I used wheat to bribe the cow, and it pushed him off. And so, after robbing everything in the villages, and burying some of their own, I decided I would try to find what I could call my base. I found some horses while I was running, but oh silly me, I left Barry back at the village. So after I was finished taming these horses, I ran back to the village, trying to find him. I definitely didn't bury another villager, and yet again attempted another burial. And I did eventually find him, but I realized that I left my bed there. So I just picked it up, and me and Barry ran off together. And then I found it. I found the land of Eerdle Curdle. I placed down my appliances, and then I started to get to work. And what I meant by work was turn into a stupid, filthy digger! And so, what I did for the rest of the day was dig, dig, dig. But when I finished digging, it was already time to sleep, and I let the day end. Day 5, wouldn't you believe it? Guess what I did? I dug more and more and more. But while digging, I decided to just fill in some craters that were near my home. But I kept digging, like a stupid digger would. I kept digging and digging. It was just outright painful. Until finally, an idea sparked through me. I had the idea to use the dirt that I just dug and actually build a makeshift house out of it. And maybe later I could fill in the gaps, use the right material later on. But it was already getting late, just made a shovel, and I simply went to bed. Day 6. Time for the grind again. But hey, later on, it started raining, and that means I could finally do what I've wanted to do for a long time. Fishing. I crafted my rod and head out to the water, just for me to catch, well, fish. So I ultimately just quit, and I'll just save that for another day. Meanwhile, I'll just continue building my house. I managed to finish my walls, and now it was time to work on the roof. Yes, very tedious without your subway surfers. And what a surprise, it was already night. So, I just called it yet another day. Day 7, alright, yeah, woo! Yes, I know, thank you so much, thank you. So, I just decided to just finish the rest of my roof, and then I'll keep working on it until I get a second story. Time lapse, please. Oh, and don't forget the music. Oh, wrong one. Okay, here's the music. Sorry. While you're waiting, here's a guy cooking a steak really fast. It honestly looks very yummy, not gonna lie. Gosh dang, that meat looks raw. Not like that. What I meant to say is it's like legendary steak. Not your average medium or medium rare. Legendary. And so, after placing my final block of dirt, I decided to head out to the fields and actually start a farm. I just realized I haven't started farming yet. That's Agricults' first rule, to always make a farm. So, I got my iron, made a bucket, and I ventured out to see where I could place my farm. And it didn't take me long to find a place. There was already naturally generated water here. So, I analyzed my surroundings to make sure it was actually a good place. And then started thinking how I could turn this into a giant puddle. For a while. I don't know why it took me that long. But once I actually started to fill it up, I learned something new that I've never learned before. You could take water from flowing water and use that to fill it up. I thought it was always just the calm blocks of water that actually give you the bucket of water. The more you know. But now, since I've made my infinite water source, I sadly had to leave it because I was a little more focused on building my house apparently. So I did use the dirt that I just dug up to use now because now I could finish my roof. Well, sort of finish my roof. But before I could do any more work, I noticed that the sun was setting. So, I just waited, fell asleep, and I called it a day. Again. Day 8 was just another day of... yes, digging dirt. But sadly, a hill can't dig itself, so you gotta be a stupid digger to dig it. I was insanely bored while being a stupid digger, and man, how I wish this would just be over. But I sort of distracted myself by actually finishing my roof. And now being done with my roof, I just lit up the top floor just so that no mobs could spawn while I'm gone. I seriously can't wait until I finish building my house. But hey, when I was exploring, I found a wandering trader that spawned near me. The cool thing was, he was selling a cherry blossom, so I ran over to my chest, got my emeralds, and bought a cherry sapling. And then I placed it down, so that in the near future, I could actually have more cherry saplings. Oh, and I also killed his llamas as a sign of gratitude. Also, being a little disappointed that the stupid llamas hurt my armor, I decided that I should probably get another sapling, an oak sapling to be exact. And quite literally, the first leaf gave me a sapling. That saved me a lot of time. So, I went back to the cherry sapling and placed the oak sapling next to it. Man, what a beautiful sunset. Oh well. Guess what I'm about to say? Yep, you're right. I just went in bed and I waited for the next day. Day 9. I decided to head out and look for Barry. And this is where things kinda went down. Like, a lot. Remember that time when I said I would replace Barry? Yeah. I didn't know why, but I killed him. I really did kill him. Why? Why? We had great memories, and I just threw that all away. I can't believe that my friend that trusted me got his life taken away by the one that he trusted. While I'm editing this, I'm really guilty. I feel guilty. So, for my condolences, I will give him 15 seconds of silence, starting now. Well, after that, I tried distracting myself, and I was thinking about how to make a farm. And also, cue the music. If you don't quite know what I'm doing here, I'm trying to count the spaces correctly so that I could have the maximum amount of plants in a single tile of farmland. But a little bit after that, I realized I didn't have any hoes, so I couldn't really start my farm. So I just really decided to just find a place where I could get some stone without destroying Mother Nature itself. Thankfully, it actually didn't take too long to find, and I finally got the stone that I needed. So my pickaxe broke. But now, finally, I could actually start my farm. I really do wonder how big this farm's gonna be in the near future. It's gonna be so awesome once I get stacks upon stacks of just pure vegetation. And as you probably can see, it was turning night, so I had to rush over to my base and fall asleep. Alright, day 10. This day was all about that agriculture. I hoed and planted until I ran out of crops. And surprisingly, it wasn't even enough to fill it all in. So I had to just wait until the grand harvest arrived. I found out that my oak tree grew, and I actually filled in some of the spaces for my house. Looks pretty sweet. I waited for the oak leaves to decay so that I could plant more saplings. And maybe in the future, I could have a bunch more trees. And after watching the sunset, I decided it was time to end the night. But to do that, you of course have to sleep. Good night, guys. See you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope I made you laugh a few times, and I hope you really enjoyed it. This video, though, was just a test on how good I am at editing. If you really do want to see more in the future, just let me know in the comment section below. With that, see you next time. Peace out, my fellow diggers.